You will sleep better than you have ever slept. You've never been this relaxed. Are you ready to change your life? I'm Rusty Diamond, certified hypnotist. You don't need to leave your house. You can stay in your bed. You can stay in your favorite chair. You just need a computer or your phone. You can get a hold of me. Stay at home. I'll make your life better.
Hypnosisisgreat.com.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Yo, man. Boom, Miss Rusty. What's up, everyone? It is Tuesday here on the Public Access Podcast, the podcast here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. I think I ran out of breath there. That's something I want to get better at, is trying not to talk a whole bunch and then just all of a sudden I'm out of breath. What you gonna do, though? Anyway, thank you everyone for being here and listening. If you have any tips on that, give me a call or a text or something. Let me know. So thank you everyone again for being here, and I really appreciate it. And I'll bring on my special guest. And my special guest is right here and right now. And my special guest right here and right now is Cristina Gonzalez. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty darn good. Yeah, can't complain really right now. So
Awesome.
yeah, happy you're back and welcome back.
Thank you so much for inviting me back. I had fun the
Yeah,
first time.
I did too. I did too. And it's been, I think it was, I want to say it was, I don't know, I don't remember when it was, probably like March or April or something.
Yeah, last year.
So yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot. uh in between then, what's kind of been happening with you since the last time?
So much. I don't know. Everything's been great with Curvy Girl, and I've just been getting a lot of clients and a lot of questions from people, and I'm trying to start doing like monthly like happy hours, to like virtual happy hours so we can discuss topics and stuff. So I'm trying to get creative with new things for Curvy Girl this year. And I'm moving. Bought a new house, so that's exciting. And
Same area?
like, yeah, like 4 miles down the road, and it's
Okay.
my street name is Vivacious Lane. I
Ooh,
moved because of the street name.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I had to think about what mine was, but it's not nearly as good as Vivacious. That's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. um okay, yeah, so Vivacious Lane. And plus the move, you won't have to worry much about movers and moving trucks and stuff like that. That stuff
Yeah, I hope
sucks.
not.
Yeah. I hear so many horror stories about moving trucks and movers and stuff. Um, I've had some that have just been shitty.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Like, I was surprised they showed up at this one. I thought that they were just gonna fall off the face of the planet because there's not really a system to be able to really like hold any of these people accountable
Right.
who are doing it. Because you can't call, like, if they come to your house and they show up and they like, who the fuck are these people? You can't go and call up another company and be like, hey, these people suck, can you come by right now and pick it up because I need to have my stuff out of here by 5 o'clock
No.
today.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You're just kind of screwed with whoever it is that shows up, and then
Oh yeah.
you know and
And
then
no,
they
I did
yeah.
get a quote for a mover, and it was $1,800. And I'm like,
4
18, I'm
miles.
going 4 miles. Like, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Y-
I'll do this myself.
Yeah.
Because
And
I
then,
asked my parents, I was like, because my mom said, "Hey, are you gonna hire some movers?" I was like, "Y'all, duh." You know? And then all of a sudden everybody's back hurts. So I was like, fine, I'll find
uh,
somebody or I'll do it.
it's it's rough. And then yeah, then whatever their quote is could change too. And then they're like, oh, here your quote's 1,800, but we're actually going to charge you 4,500.
Right.
Your stuff's already in the truck, so
So pay up or we'll drop it back off. Yeah. And
yeah,
we'll charge you for that.
yeah. And it's unreal. Like I wish there was something that was in place where that can be, I don't know, at least sort of
Monitored, managed.
yeah, monitored and managed rather than just being the Wild West. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like we're looking at some places that it'd be yeah like a high fucking number, and then you got someone else like, oh yeah, we can do it. We'll charge you way less, and then I guess you realize why they charge way less.
Yeah. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, and maybe and yeah, and then they'll still try to charge you whatever that first price is that you said is way too high, and then yeah,
They
I don't
equal
know.
that anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had some. It doesn't quite go as well. So yeah, I hope that your move is easy. I guess is what I'm trying to say
Me
in a
too.
roundabout way.
I'll follow up and let you know.
Yeah, I hope you do. And so yeah, I mean, so are you like? Did you ever go down like the book writing route? Is that something that's kind of coming up in your?
No, I mean, maybe, but not really, not yet. But I've been told so many times, like because I was single for so many years and went on a gazillion dates, they're like, you need to write a book about all your dates. Like it would be a number one bestseller, I promise.
Well, I think that means you have to then now.
Yeah, for
Did
sure.
you take notes?
Do I take notes?
Did you,
Sometimes,
you what's that kind of look like?
like notes for when I was when
What
I'm dating
on your
or when I was
dates?
dating.
Yeah, or
Oh,
do you tell your clients to do that? Do you
yes,
like take?
absolutely. So I have, and I wish I had done this like when I had started dating. But I have like first I have like a kind of a tracker sheet that's like for potential. So whenever you start messaging people, like I have like a little spreadsheet that's like, what's this person's screen name? What's their name? Where did I meet them? Who messaged first? What's the date like? Whatever. And so, or did you go on a date or not? So then when they go on the date, like they have like a pre-date worksheet that's like gonna hype them up and get them like ready to go, like and not be like,
Okay.
okay, I'm terrified. I hope they like me, like, to kind of be like a little bit more empowered. So then they go on the
Yeah.
date and they have a post-date like assessment. And it's not like, it's just like how you feel like inside. Like, did I feel comfortable? Was the conversation easy? Did he make me, you know what I mean? Did he make me feel comfortable? Whatever. And so
Yeah.
there's like a million questions on that, or like 8 questions, just to
Yeah.
kind
You're a
of
million.
decide, like, do I want to go out with this person or do I not? Like, is it worth my time? Is it not, like, do I really want to go out with them? Kind of thing.
Right.
And so then I have like another little spreadsheet that's like, okay, this is this guy's name. This is the first day that first date we went on. This is what we did. This is how long I talked to him. And I broke up with him or he broke up with me, or, you stop seeing each other. And
Yeah.
then, just like, did I cry about it? And so I have that because I feel like it's good so that like when you have when you feel like shit and you're like, nobody likes me, whatever, you could go look and be like, hey, guess what? I've been on 20 dates, and be
Yeah.
like, 20
That's a good.
people were interested in talking to me. And so, and then like, oh, well, it looks like, out of those 20 people, 14 of them I blocked, like it was me that said, I don't want to date you,
Yeah.
and so it kind of gives you some perspective of like, you know, it's not that bad.
So I want to go back. You said something about screen names. Has ever been a screen name where someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, this is their screen name," and you maybe don't say anything, but you're thinking to yourself, Okay, that's a
Right.
sign I should not.
Right. That's a red flag.
The red flag, right? That
Yeah.
ever come up? I don't. We don't need to put those names on blast, but have there been some names?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't even think of one right now, but there's crazy ones. Like, like tacky, like big D for you or something,
Yeah,
and it's like, no, I'm good. Thanks.
yeah. Probably not a good idea. Probably
Right.
not
And if
much.
that's what you're into and that's what you're looking for specifically, you
Yeah,
go. But if you're trying to look for a relationship, big D for you is not going to be the person.
yeah. Is it a for you, like a number four and
Hmm.
then the letter U?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's totally made up. So if that is your screen name, my bad.
yeah.
I'm not
I
trying to
got
call
it.
you out.
Well, mine
And get
is
a new one. Get a new
yeah.
one.
Mine actually is written out FORYOU, but I'll probably change it since that sounds like that's a good idea and something I've overlooked in my life. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's such a cool thing, and I've enjoyed getting to hear different points of view, and I've had a few different dating coaches on, and it's all you all have different views, but kind of the same. Because I don't know, because I guess I haven't had like the dating coaches I've had on have felt more genuine to me
Mhm.
than a lot of other ones, and more realistic, I
Yeah.
guess too, which I appreciate. And I mean, I don't know. There's in everything you do, there's always scales of where people are and what they do and what their motive is. And um I mean, is there like a it's kind of a shitty question. Is there like, because I don't want you to like totally shit on people, but is
No.
there a a dating coach that's like, when people think of dating coaches and think of this kind of dating coach, it's like, oh, there's this one, like, they're, yeah, fucking fuck them, or
Oh yeah.
anything
No.
like that?
No, not really. So like
Cool.
I don't try to give opinions, like even if I see that in my opinion you'd be going down the wrong path, like that's not my judgment. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
your life and you're making decisions. So I'm just here to like ask you questions. Like I've had a client that, of course I'm not calling them out, but they're just making bad decision on going on a date with somebody that I'm just like, girl, no. No, is you're gonna get your feelings hurt, but that's not my problem. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, well, how do you feel about this? And do what's gonna happen if it looks like this? What's gonna happen if this looks like this? Like, how will you feel? And are you prepared for either of these outcomes and stuff like that? So, um, but yeah, like I don't judge people
Cool.
on their decision making. I'm there for them, whatever if they make a shitty one, that's on them. And I help them make a next best decision. And that's it.
Well, yeah, I don't mean that your clients. I was talking more like other coaches.
Oh, like do we shit on other coaches?
Yeah, or do other
Oh yeah.
coaches shit on, like, because I mean, there's got to be ones that it's just like, what's with them? What's their
Yeah.
deal? Like,
We have different
okay,
opinions. I don't think I shit on anybody because again, it's like that's
everyone,
your
yeah,
style. Like that's what you do. Like
yeah,
I don't necessarily think that I have a style other than like focus on yourself and do what's best for you, but like I've seen other coaches and I guess I would, agree to disagree. But they're not wrong. Like there's a coach out there that does like, oh, you're a high value woman if you do these things and a man should never pay, like you should never pay for a date. And if you do, don't go out with him again. And it's like, I don't really, that's not my thing. I don't think
like,
make it mean something bad about me or something bad about somebody else because I pay for my own date, whatever.
right.
And they probably think that I suck, but
Yeah.
We just agree to disagree. Like I would never go on another page and troll somebody for their style of coaching. I mean, that's their business.
Yeah.
I would never, you know,
Yeah.
like
And
try to crap on somebody like that.
agree to disagree is a completely okay thing to have. Like
Right.
nothing wrong with agree to disagree. It's a
Yeah.
great thing. It's like, okay, well, sure, you do your thing your
Yeah.
way, I do mine. We're both
Exactly.
fine.
And if I have a client that believes that too, cool. Like that's how you want
Yeah.
to date. And it's not a wrong way. I just don't preach it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, so with your book you're gonna write now, um, I mean, what do you, like? What would you even? I don't know, but I think that it could be odd, like,
Mhm.
because I don't know, so I see a lot of, or I did. I don't know if I do as much anymore. It seemed that there was a lot of content um, that would be going online, like dating for content on the internet. Like you go out with someone, and then all of a sudden, you have them in your phone, and then uh, you see their TikTok or something because it's synced up to your phone, and it's like, oh, I was on a date last night with Rusty, and boy, that
Yeah.
guy was a dick. Like, uh,
You
well,
know, so many things with that. Like there are, and again, I don't, I agree to disagree, but there's so many like group pages on Facebook that it's like, are we dating the same guy? And do you know about this thing?
no,
And so all these girls like, are you dating the same guy? Are we dating the same guy or Chicago or city? And then they'll like give their, like they'll show a picture like I went on this date with this guy and he sucks. Oh my God, I went on a date with him. I'm going on a date tomorrow with him, and it's like
whoa,
a grain of salt for me because, people want different things, but unless it's like a safety issue, like I agree that that's kind of cool,
yeah,
but not if it's just like you don't like him because he didn't pay for your dinner. Like, but if he was
yeah.
like aggressive or, like whatever, just that would be different.
Do you have to be a woman to be in that group? Is
Yeah.
that one? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
And so it's crazy. Like I don't know if I would want to be in that environment, which is fine for people, but like
right,
I just feel like I'm setting myself up for failure, like knowing, what I don't know. Like people dated
yeah,
a
you
long time
know,
ago without that resource. So,
yeah,
you know, they did
yeah,
okay.
right. Um, why- yeah, because I remember that, like, so this was on TV though, on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There was a thing like
Love
where
that show.
they, oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
well, where they're rating all the men, and
Yeah.
is there something like that, uh, like where Dennis is, not a 5-star man?
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, that was so good. And it just like totally tore up his ego.
right,
I think it's pretty much kind of like that would be the closest thing to that, like the rate my date or something.
yeah,
But I don't know if that's like a real thing in life, which, whatever.
right,
But I would say that would be the closest.
okay.
Yeah.
Uh, do you think there are people that sneak into that group
I'm
that like
sure.
create up? I don't know. This is like a different fucking world for me. Here
Right?
that like, yeah, like make up a fake account and then start just
Checking to see if you're a horrible person in the women's dating world.
right, right.
Well, if
Or
you're doing that, you're already a red flag.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Like there's something wrong with your like narcissism or something if you're like, checking
Yeah,
out how you feel.
yeah. I'm a 5-star man. Yeah, golden god.
And then like
It's
the girl
yeah,
like that he's like pretending to be starts like going off. No, he is not. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Down to 1
Yeah. Well,
star.
you're slutty. That's
It's
funny.
so good. It's so good. And so I mean, like, it's fucking. There's I don't know. It's such a wild game out there, but it's not. And I don't know if is that a hard thing to get across, that like with so much shit out there of people just saying how horrible everything is and be so scared of everything. I mean, is that something you're coming across? And it's just like, it's not that bad. It's
Yeah.
not that
Oh,
bad
of
out
course.
there.
And I understand people's personality isn't exactly like mine. Like I used to go when I was single, I used to go out to the bar by myself. I'd go on vacation by myself. I do all this shit by myself because if I'm not outside meeting people, then I'm not going to meet anybody, you know? So I was telling somebody yesterday, it's like she was talking about football and I was like, yeah, I don't really catch up with football right now, but when I was single I would, because I was like I'd be into all the sports because then I could go to a sports bar and like pretend like I'm cheering for the so somebody could talk to me about it. Like I don't care who wins,
Yeah.
and like or like know some of the players so that I can have a conversation. But now that my boyfriend doesn't care about sports, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Sweet.
But yeah, but there's like a strategy. You got to try to like go meet people. And if I had found a person that liked sports, then that would be great too. But it's not really a big deal to me. That's not like a deal breaker to not go see football games.
Uh,
But and so it's I don't know. I've lost my track of what I'm saying. But yeah, I do have clients that are afraid of the world. And like, I would never talk to a guy out, in public. I would never go by myself out to eat. Like, you're missing out on the world. It's amazing. When you can
yeah.
like figure out the freedom to like go on vacation and do whatever you want and you don't have to like negotiate what you want to do.
Going on vacation by yourself is fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. And you can just meet people. Like I used to get on, I don't know what app, like maybe I don't know if it was like Bumble or whatever, but like a friend's side, or I would just change my profile to be like, look, I'm just here for a weekend. I'm just trying to have fun, like nothing weird. I just want to know that's, like if you're
yeah.
bored and you're gonna go to like a festival or something and you need somebody to go with, like I'm your girl. But it's not a date, and just I've met people like that. That was like not a big deal. And maybe that's risky, but
Yeah,
what's the
but
difference
what is
between
it?
going out on a date in your town versus somewhere else?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all in your head, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so when you going on your own vacation, like, I mean, 'cause you can pick wherever you want to go. You
Mhm.
don't have to. Or you want to stay in some place that has whatever amenity, like that's your thing. You can go. Like, so when you're planning a trip like that, are you like planning everything out ahead of time? Very specifically of what's going to happen for everything, or are you sort of just go with it, and or something in combination of the
Wing it.
two?
Yeah,
Wing
I
it.
think a combination. Like it depends on where I'm going. Like I'm from Texas, so like if I go drive to San Antonio or something, it's like a 3-hour drive. Like I might want to do some touristy thing. I'll kind of look up to see if there's again like some festivals or market, like farmers markets or something that's a concert or something. And if I go, I go. If I don't, I don't. And I just enjoy it. Like Austin, I love going to Austin. I like to kayak by myself and just
Okay.
kind of have some me time out on the water and the lake and just chill out. Just different. I'll take myself to lunch, but like a lot of times I meet people. Austin's so nice. Like people are nice. And
Yeah.
so I just ask people like, "Hey, I'm here for the weekend. Like, what should I do? Like, what is going on? Or what's the best bar that's not touristy, but you know, cool that I can go by myself, Like you just ask what you want and people will tell you. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I mean, I would do that. And then like I've stayed at all kinds of different places. If I felt like going to a hotel, I'll go to a hotel. If I want to Airbnb and just get a room, I would do that. if I've done couch surfing before. Do you know what couch surfing is?
Yeah, it's been a while since
Yeah,
the
it's
couch
old.
surfing days.
Yeah.
That was like 10, 15 years ago. It
Yeah.
was a big thing.
Yeah. I used to
And
do that. But I've had people stay at my house. I've hosted some people in Germany before and some from uh, somewhere else, Romania or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's fun.
so what do you do when they come into town?
Um,
Do they just let them do their thing, or
one of them, she stayed here for like um quite a few months actually. She was working as a lifeguard for the summer or something, and she just came. So I mean, she just lived here like a roommate, and
cool?
I mean, she would pay for her own stuff. Like it didn't bother me that she was here. Like I didn't rent or anything. Just buy your own shit and don't mess up mine.
Yeah. Oh,
Did like a whole Texas tour. So they stopped at Bush International Airport. So they came and stayed with me. They went, for a night. They did Houston, NASA, all that stuff, and Galveston. Then went around and did the bailed on. They
y-
called me back. Like it was before they were gonna leave, and they didn't have a Houston stay. They called, "Hey, it was so cool. Can we stay one more time just over the night?" Yeah. And they brought me like um some stuff from Germany because we of course had communicated before. And so they brought me like chocolates and different German things.
sure.
And so yeah, it was kind of cool. And they were just really nice. I think on the way back they gave me some wine to thank me for letting them stay there again last minute. And they were very cool.
Awesome. Do you still have a couch open at your place, or is that time passed? Yeah, you're cutting in and out, like audio,
Let me see if I can get.
sort of.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? It might be my cord. Let me get that. I can fix it.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Um. Yeah. So Texas. I forgot where it is. There's this one of the Six Flags there. Has a water park that's open all year round. I think it's the only one that's in the country with a year-round water park. I forgot what that was, but
Yeah, I think it's San Antonio.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
Uh,
better, my audio?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I was looking over at that. I have a buddy that lives down that way. But so I was thinking about going out that way. So probably wanted to hit that too. But
Yeah.
he wants to come out to Hershey Park,
Oh,
um,
okay.
and do that. So I don't know. He's got a kid, so But I don't know. I'd go there by myself. I'd go to
Yeah.
go to the water park by myself. I haven't met anybody at the water park yet.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you ever come down to Houston, you can couch surf at my house. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a special, arrangement.
Oh, going back in time to the couch surfing days.
Yeah.
Bringing it
Great.
back. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while. Last time I was down there was 2001. So been
Yeah.
been a few years.
For
Um, but yeah. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's just so wild to have because I don't know. Because I don't know what they're really like. If you go back, let's say 20, 25 years. Well, I mean, what was a dating coach 20, 25 years ago?
Yeah, that's 1999. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what a 1999
I
dating
think
coach
that was
was.
probably more of the matchmaker days, like where you'd hire like a matchmaking service.
They had matchmaking services.
Yes. And like, I don't know. Okay, so I used to be in love with this show. It's called The Millionaire Matchmaker, and
Okay.
totally not realistic for me. But she, had like she's in like LA, so everybody's like plastic and in their little cute outfits, and they try to get matched with a millionaire, and it was a whole TV show, and I think they just put it on Netflix. But I used to love watching that, and even though it's totally not my lifestyle, it was just good
Yeah.
entertainment. And so yeah, I think it was more of a
Okay.
matchmaking time.
So would that be like the, you know, they get like a group of, let's say, 50 people, and just
Mhm.
kind of interview them all, and then just start putting them together with people like, hey, I bet these two right here, that looks like that could be something, maybe a little more of a TV show,
Yeah.
but
So yeah,
uh
like in the personal space, like the non-TV show space, like I know that they had like everybody created a profile and submitted pictures and like, just the profile had like everything, like what you did, where you went to school, how much money you make, what you're looking for, all the things. And so the matchmaker would have like the women and the men and try to just like put them together on a date, and like they would start with like a video call or something. It was weird. And like there's a Judge Judy episode about this, and it's really funny. Like some lady was, or some, I don't know what it was, but I think some lady was suing the matchmaker because she wasn't getting dates. And the matchmaker was like, well, you don't match anybody. Like, I don't want to. Like,
yeah,
and she's like, but I'm paying you for this service. I'm like, well, sorry, I introduce you, she'll be like, here's a couple profiles. Which one do you want to go on a date with? Nobody picks you. I don't know what to tell you. I have like a chart of how many times I've introduced you to people, and you're a 0 out of 100. Sorry, my bad. And so it
yeah.
was a really good episode.
So what does someone do in that position then? Do I mean, because do they start faking or changing stuff on there, or do they just like, I'm gonna go somewhere else, hopefully have more luck there, or what?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I would think that that would be where like the dating coach would be a good like complement to that, because you like, I think like the thoughts that you have, like maybe I don't know, like just the energy of like dating sucks, there's nobody out there for me, I'm going to be single forever, I'm going to die alone energy, versus like there's going to be somebody out there for me. It might not be with this matchmaker, maybe the men in her system aren't for me, and
Yeah,
maybe I can go find a different service or just go out by myself and do shit, like meet people in a different
right.
way instead of doing the matchmaking service. So there's people out there. I'm just not doing the right thing for me, you know? So like, I think that that's where the dating coach would complement that.
Yeah. Um, I always kind of think about this too, like, what it would be like to, because I mean, like, places you tell people to go meet other people, like
Yeah.
you go and post up in one of these places with your person, like hiding backstage with like you have like a glasses with some fucking camera on it and a little earpiece going
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah. Telling them what to say. It's like a
yeah,
Seinfeld episode with Kramer at the library with Newman.
right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. They're just like, oh, okay, or or here's or you go out and you're like, oh, hey, are, like you start introducing yourself to people, and like, oh, but I don't know, that'd be weird though too, like to, let's bring out this person who I think would be a good match for you, and then just
Right.
they come out like, oh, hi, I hope I live up to
Yeah.
this,
Right.
but
That'd be awesome.
yeah, I
I need to
mean,
have that as an additional service.
yeah, yeah, because I mean, I don't know. There are places, depending on what you're looking for, to find people. Because I mean, yeah, you can find people anywhere. There's always people anywhere.
Yeah.
I and it depends, kind of, also what you're into, wherever you want to be, and the
Right.
kind
I
of
mean, you have
places
to think
you
about your future self. Like if your
right.
future self likes to be like on a boat and like spend summers like, hanging out at the lake or something, then go to a boat show and go meet people.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird, but you're not going to meet people at a boat show, or like that have boats, in the mountains. Like go to
Yeah.
somewhere where there's boats.
Right. And yeah, if you're there, I mean, you're in the right space already. And if it's
That's where you're gonna meet men, like,
right.
or whoever your, person
Yeah,
is.
well,
Like, yeah,
right.
duh.
Yeah. Yeah, you go to the boat show and you're like, oh, okay, you like boats too? Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then I'll
That's
be like,
crazy.
I don't really know if I want a boat, but I could just, I just like to see them.
Yeah,
Maybe one day I'll get one, or
yeah.
maybe one day you can take me.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. And it's a good idea. I mean, it's go where you want to be, and you don't want to like if you don't like you know if it's a place you don't like going, I don't know why you'd be
Don't
there in the
go.
first place. Don't go, and you're gonna
Yeah.
be
If you hate
finding
concerts, don't go to a concert and try to pick up dudes.
right. Like, oh, we're gonna go to a concert again.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to a concert. It's past my bedtime, and
Right. Yeah.
like I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want this to be my life. Yeah,
Right.
don't go
Yeah.
there. Don't go
Yeah.
there. Go where you're good. Go where you're good. And
Yeah.
yeah, and so I don't know. So you're only working exclusively with women right now, right? Is that
That's what I cater to, yeah, but I
okay?
actually have a male client right now. Like just
Cool.
it's
Okay.
a little fishy, sometimes because sometimes guys will email me and be like, "Hey, I like big women. Where can I meet them?" I'm like, "I don't know. Uh, a plus size dating site, like not me, you know,
Yeah.
like, so it's like you have to kind of fish people out and see what they really want. Like if there's a genuine person that's like, hey, I know you cater to these people, but I really need some help. And do they sound genuine? Like I'll interview them and have like a consult with them. And I mean, any of the consultations I do, the whole point is to see if we're a good fit for each other, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I do whoever. Again, my niche is like plus size women, but
Yep.
I have, straight size women or normal. I don't know what people call each other, but
Yeah.
but of all sizes, people reach out to me and I don't exclude you and be like, you're a size 6. And I don't think,
Yeah.
it's the
Not.
same thing. It's the same stuff all around. You feel rejected, you have fear, you don't like people, whatever.
Yeah.
And same thing with guys, and so I coach anybody, but my marketing happens to be around plus size women.
Okay. And so, like, what do you do for someone who you need to get them out of the uh their safety bubble or whatever you may call that, or they just need to get out and like
Right.
do you you don't need to like tell your secret of that part,
Yeah,
but
no, it's fine.
like I mean, yeah, someone who's just trying to
Get to step one.
get to step one, like yeah,
Yeah.
get off that get on to that first step.
Right. I mean, I usually drill down on what their fear is, or like if they keep on making excuses, I call them out for it. Like I had somebody that I coached for 4 months and she didn't go on one date, but like, one of the reasons was she didn't have time. Okay, let's coach on time management. What can you get rid of? What can you put a boundary about? Like where can you make exceptions so that you can go out for 1 hour every night? You know what I mean? Like what can
Yeah.
you give up? Like at work, if it's too demanding, where can you delegate? Like where do what gives? So stuff like that. And then if it's like fear, we'll just drill down like, why are you so scared? Okay, you're scared about rejection. Why? Who cares about rejection? Why is that important? What does it mean about you if somebody doesn't like you? You don't like people? You know what I mean? Like, don't you
Right.
not like people too? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we just kind of try to put it in perspective and be like, okay, those are all legitimate fears, but at the same time, it's keeping you stuck. So get unstuck? How are you going to do it?
Yeah. I think that's one, yeah, not everyone you don't like everyone. Not
Mhm.
everyone's gonna like you. And it's okay. And
Right. It
that's
doesn't mean you're a terrible person.
yeah. You have people that you work with and people you don't work with, and
That's that.
just hopefully you're in a place where you're with more people that you're like, oh, okay, this could be good, as
Right.
opposed to not. And hey, you get there, you'll get there, you'll get there. It'll, I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
And see, that's the good point with my little tracker thing, because people think it's ridiculous to have that, but it really gives you a lot of data. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, I've been on this many dates with this many people, and they're all emotionally unavailable. Well, stop dating emotionally unavailable people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
stop dating the same kind of people. Go meet somebody else differently. Like, you know.
So it's like if you're getting a bunch of emotionally unavailable people, are they usually in the same place, like hanging out, like meeting them at the same kind of establishment,
I
or like
don't think
same sort of
so.
ways, or is it just how would you tell someone like
They're
if you're
unemotion.
seeing that they're you're meeting with a bunch of emotionally unavailable people,
It's
how
just
would
their
you?
actions. Like they don't really ask you on dates. Like you have to pull teeth to get a date. They might cancel some dates. They're not consistent in their communication with you. Like they might, ghost you for 3 days and then be like, hey, what's up? And like not, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not address, hey, sorry, I haven't talked to you in 3 days. I didn't pay my phone bill, whatever. But, like there's just no excuse to the inconsistency. And it's just like, hey, I'm here to talk to you again. Like they're not prioritizing, not necessarily that they're not prioritizing you, they're not prioritizing dating because they're unavailable. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
that makes sense.
Yeah. So
And
it's more about the action.
okay, and then so you're getting the data of this. So like, are you having them record like if they message them or like if they text them like when it is that they did like they message, let's say they message them at 11 o'clock in the morning and didn't hear anything back, but then yeah, two days later you get something back at uh 2:35 in the morning, and
Yeah, right.
you up question mark.
Right.
uh
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I don't think I go into that much detail. It's mostly like who DM'd first, like on dating app, or even if it's not in dating app and it's in real life, like who approached who, you know,
yeah,
and like how long did your dating period like last? Did you talk to them for 2 months? Did you talk to them for 6 months? Stuff like that. But not necessarily in detail. But they'll come and talk about it and be like, he just hasn't messaged me in 3 days. I'm like, okay, so you like, do you want somebody to date that doesn't talk to you for 3 days? Or do you want somebody who talks to you every day? Because there's some people that don't care. There's some like busy ass people that don't really have time to commit to a daily conversation either, and so they're kind
right,
of like confident and independent enough for like being okay with that. But that's not really my clients. Like,
yeah, they
my
probably want to be
clients aren't confident enough to not have some, they freak out about, oh my God, I hope he likes me, you know,
yeah.
with the 3 day missing call communication.
And then so at that point do you usually go with there's like kind of see what's gonna happen, like, and like if they're like, well, it's been 3 days, like, do you just be like, okay, well, that's probably how it's gonna stay, or are you like 3 days and then have your client confront them and be like, yo, why aren't you fucking,
Why are you
talking to
ghosting
me?
me?
Like, what's up? Or are you just like, yeah, oh, fuck it, fuck them?
Right. I just kind of have them like create like a protocol for that. Like what do they want? Like, do you need closure to have a conversation so that they tell you I don't want to date you? Or are you good with them ghosting? Or you know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah,
if they're currently ghosting you, but then they call you in 2 weeks, like what is your next move on that? Like, are you gonna be okay with that? Are you not gonna tolerate that? Like what, you know what I mean? Like they need to create their own boundaries on what they're, what they expect for themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so is that something that kind of gets addressed usually towards the beginning of your work with your clients?
Yeah, I think it like usually when it comes up, so if they do go like or when, if they're already in that like a situationship or whatever, we kind of drill down on it like, are you okay with this situationship? Are you okay that you're, spending your time with this person when you could be spending time with people who want to date you? Like, like we just talk about that kind of stuff.
Okay. And so, I mean, so because it's are you getting them to then figure it out on your own? Are you giving them your input? Or are you trying to stay objective? Or how's that kind of work?
Yeah, I do my best to be very objective and let them make their own decisions. Um, because that's how you learn. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
with like weight loss coaches, like you overeat sometimes, but then you learn like that didn't feel good in my body or whatever, so you might have some mess ups and but like if it's like every time the same thing, I'm like I might like give an opinion, you know what I mean? And be like, look,
Yeah.
how many times are you going to go on a date with this, with the same kind of person or whatever? Like, you always date these love bombers and then you get all enamored with it and then they ghost you or whatever, then they're creepy.
Yeah.
And so it's stuff like that. I'll give an opinion if it's like, okay, enough is enough. Open your
Yeah.
eyes. Like we're wasting like precious dating time, like coaching time on the same shit. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Because I
And
want my clients to have progress and it's up to them. But, I never want to have clients that don't do anything.
right. And yeah, I mean, then that's not gonna help anyone. It's not gonna help them. Not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it's their own investment. So it's like you always put in the work it's just like going to the gym. If you go to the,
Right.
hire a personal trainer and you don't do the weights that they do and you talk the whole time, you're wasting your money. It's an investment that you made and you're not utilizing it. So it's the
Yeah.
same shit.
Yeah. Get to fucking utilizing your shit. Utilize your shit because it's there.
Yeah. I mean, you
You
bought it.
you pay
So
for it. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm, sorry,
you're good.
I got thirsty. All of a sudden, I was like, I am so thirsty.
Awesome.
um, but I mean, I don't know. So, are there ever clients where it's just like, go work with someone else? Like
Um,
maybe going before they're your client?
yeah, I haven't had anybody where I'm just like, you know what? I know we have a contract, but here's your money back, or whatever. I've never had
Yeah.
been like that bad, but like
Cool.
again, I've had one client who just didn't go on any dates. But I would just very much, make it clear like you hired me to be a dating coach, but we're working on time management. You are hiring me to coach you on what your needs are. So, are you okay to hire a dating coach and talk about time management, or do we need to ignore that and get back to the dating part? Like again,
Yeah.
they need to make their decision. If their investment is going to be about time management and you forgot all about dating, okay, well then whatever.
Yeah. You
But
get
yeah,
paid
like if it's
sometimes.
like if we're veering off of the initial goals that we had on our like, consultation call, then I'll be like,
Yep.
okay, we've had 3 or 4 calls on this same shit and it's not dating. Like, what do we want to do from here? I
Yeah.
kind of have to redirect them and make them decide.
And so, I mean, what's the end goal? Is the end goal to get them to a place where they're comfortable, or is the end goal like once they're in something where they're like, I think I'm good, and then they're done, or
No,
what?
I mean, I can do like relationship coaching. So if they actually find somebody that they're dating and then they need to learn how to communicate or need to set boundaries or, they end up not liking something that their partner is doing. And then we talk about that, like, okay, well, is this Is this time to go or is it time to talk about it? Like, what do you want to do? So I definitely do some relationship coaching and, for plus size women too, there's still work to be done. Like I know with my boyfriend, like when we started dating and we were, comfortable around each other or something, like I'd be cooking and he'd like hug me while I'm cooking and I'm like, oh my God, don't touch me. It's like thought
Yeah.
work, thinking about like being insecure about my own body, but he's not insecure about it. So every time I push him away, they're like, oh my God, like that just puts a little nugget in his head that I'm not attractive. So stop doing that. Like they think you're, he finds me attractive. So,
Yeah.
enjoy it. So there's stuff like that, like insecurities that still need to be like redirected, you know?
Do you ever bring in the love interest into it as well? Do you ever, whoever it is, like do you ever do couples
Um,
counseling?
no, I haven't done that before. Mm-mm.
Is that something you'd ever go that way, or is that something you'd steer clear of?
I probably wouldn't. I would probably at that point just tell them that they need to find like a therapist that's like, you know what I mean? That's like better because I'm not like
Yeah.
certified in counseling like that. So like when I coach people, I coach on them. Like it's not like a bitch session about how horrible that person is because people get to do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? They're just
Right.
gonna do it. So if your partner gets drunk every day and you don't like it, then what are you going to do about it? Like, do you create a boundary? Do you leave every single time? Do you tell him he's got to go? Do you call the cops? Do you, like, do you ignore him and then talk about it the next day? Like, what are you doing? Is it working for you? Does it serve you? Is that the relationship you want to be in? And like, so,
Yeah.
like, he's going to get drunk. You know what I mean? Like, that's just who he is.
Right.
So, you can ask him. You can always ask and say like, hey, I would like you to only drink on the weekends or only drink when you're with people or only when you're gaming or whatever. And then the ball is in their court. They're either going to decide to say, sure, that's no big deal. I'm happy to do that. Or they're not. And then they're going to lie about it or whatever, but
Yeah.
then after they make their decision, the ball's in your court. What do you want to do from there?
Yeah.
So like I just coach on the person in the room.
Okay. Which is good. It's
Yeah. Like I'm not going to cater to like jumping in the pool with their feelings and being like, "Oh no, that is so wrong. This guy can't drink." Like
yeah.
they're going to be them. So
Right.
you can do you and they can do them, and if you doing you isn't with them, great. If it
Yeah.
is with them, figure that out.
Right. Yeah. There you go. You know it. You know it now. It's now it's all up to you. It's up to
Mhm.
you. And you just, what do you want? What do you want?
Right.
What do you
Exactly.
want? Yeah. And so let's see. So I mean, what do you want? What do you want as the end goal for your client? What do you want your client to
I want them
say
to feel
or
confident
feel?
and like empowered in dating. Like the end goal is to get rid of the thought like dating is hard and I hope he likes me. Like every time you go on a date, oh, I hope he likes me. I hope he's okay that I'm a plus size person. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't need to apologize for who you are or you are you. And so the
Yeah.
goal is to just be like, this is who I am. I'm comfortable with it. Take it or leave it. Like, instead of like, I hope he likes me, I want them to be like, I hope I like them. So that's the
Yeah.
kind of goal. Like, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to find a relationship in 4 months or anything like that, but I want you to like live in an empowered place to date where it's effortless, instead of like being afraid of everything and making it so hard.
Yeah. And seems like a good way to get there. And so if people are wanting to work with you or find you or check out your work, they can go to where?
A couple places. So everything that I have is the curvygirldatingcoach.com, the Curvy Girl Dating Coach on Instagram, the Curvy Girl Dating Coach on Facebook. Anywhere you can find me, it's at the Curvy Girl Dating Coach.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I have all that. Yes, I do. Cool. And then, yeah, yeah, it'd be great to have you back on here in a less amount of time than it was this last time since you're on. Yeah, get to chat some more and find out some more and pick your brain some more. So,
Yeah, of course. Anytime. I love
okay.
coming on here.
Yeah, I love having you on. So, yeah. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. All right.
All right, great. Thanks.
All right. Yep. All right. That's the curvy girl dating coach, Christina Gonzalez. Hit her up. Tell her old Rusty Diamond sent you. That's what you gotta do. Just like tell her Rusty sent you. That's it. That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for listening here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And if you are listening, I don't know, you're listening already, you want to check it out on YouTube or Rumble, you know it there. If you're watching it this far, I guess, fuck it. You don't need to go back and listen to on wherever you listen to podcasts. So thank you again, everyone. And have a fucking rad day. And that is the show, man. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.